Sometimes, the scariest thing about working nights isn't what you see on the cameras. It's what starts looking back. The story you're about to hear is real. At least, that's what the security company's report said before they sealed the building for good. Marcus Hale wasn't afraid of the dark, not after 20 years as a night watchman. He'd seen it all: rats, trespassers, kids sneaking in to film TikToks. But when the company assigned him to the old Ashbine Industrial Complex on the outskirts of Cedar Falls, Missouri, he knew something was off. The factory had been shut down for a decade, condemned after a worker went missing inside the furnace room. But now a new investor had bought the property, and Marcus's job was simple: guard the site from vandals until renovations began. By 9 p.m., the rain started, thick, heavy, relentless, the kind that swallowed every sound. Inside the CCTV room, 8 monitors flickered, each showing a different hallway, storage area, or loading dock. But one feed, camera 3, showed static. Always static. And yet, Marcus swore he saw movement behind the static. Marcus tapped the monitor. The static cleared for a moment, revealing a dark corridor lined with rusted lockers. A shape flickered at the far end, standing perfectly still. He leaned closer. The shape twitched once, then vanished. He rubbed his eyes and laughed quietly to himself. Too much coffee, old man. But when he turned toward the hallway outside the control room, the motion detector light blinked on, even though the system had been disabled. A low thud echoed from the furnace wing. Marcus grabbed his flashlight and stepped out. The rain outside pounded the roof. Inside, the air felt heavier, like the building itself was holding its breath. He reached the old furnace chamber. The steel door was half open, creaking slowly with every gust of wind. Marcus called out, "Anyone here?" No answer, only the soft drip of water from a leaking pipe. He stepped inside, his boots echoing. On the floor, he found something strange: a security badge, half rusted, name barely visible, T. Lawson. He remembered that name. The previous watchman. The one who disappeared in 2015. Then, from the darkness behind the furnace, came the unmistakable sound of footsteps. Slow, barefoot, wet. Marcus froze. The flashlight flickered. When the beam steadied, there were wet footprints leading directly toward him, but no one in sight. He hurried back to the control room, slammed the door shut, and checked the CCTV recordings. Each camera showed normal footage, except camera 3. It was now showing a live feed of himself, sitting in the control room. But something was off. In the reflection, a second figure stood behind him, half shadow, faceless, watching. He spun around. Nothing. Only the hum of the monitors. Heart pounding, Marcus hit record playback. The screen glitched, then showed old footage, dated October 2015. It was Lawson, the missing watchman, doing exactly what Marcus had just done. Same posture, same fear, same room. Then the lights in the video went out, and the feed ended. The intercom crackled to life, even though the system was disconnected years ago. Marcus. A man's voice. Calm. Slow. Almost relieved. He leaned closer to the mic. Who is this? No reply, just static. Then a whisper, barely audible. You shouldn't have touched the badge. Every monitor blinked off, except one. Camera 3. In that flickering image, a figure stood near the furnace, holding a flashlight identical to Marcus's. He realized the camera was live again, and the timestamp showed 3 minutes into the future. The lights died completely. The only glow came from Marcus's flashlight and the soft rain light from the broken window. He tried calling dispatch. No signal. His radio hissed with dead air. Then, faintly, he heard humming. A man's voice, singing an old hymn, echoing through the vents. It was coming from every direction at once. And somewhere in the dark, a door slammed shut. Marcus's breathing quickened. His reflection in the glass flickered, for just a second, showing someone else's uniform. He whispered to himself, "I'm not alone in here." He forced himself to move, retracing his route through the lower corridors. The humming stopped. On the wall, he noticed fresh boot marks, not his own, leading toward the locker room. He followed them, shaking. Inside, every locker door was slightly open. Dripping sounds echoed. Marcus's flashlight caught something. A man's back, facing the wall, motionless. Uniform identical to his. He whispered, "Lawson?" The man turned. No face. Just smooth, wet skin, featureless, like melted wax. Marcus stumbled back, dropped his light, and ran. Marcus sprinted through the corridors, but every turn brought him back to the same hallway. The same puddle. The same flickering exit sign. The building wasn't letting him out. He crashed into the control room again, monitors flickering wildly. On one screen, the furnace camera showed a body being dragged. On another, he saw himself running, then stopping, then staring directly at the camera. He realized the footage was live, but not from now, from 5 minutes ahead. And in that feed, something slowly crept up behind him. By sunrise, the police arrived after the motion sensors triggered an alert. They found the control room empty. Coffee still warm. Flashlight on the floor. And a badge, Marcus Hale, resting beside another badge, T. Lawson. The footage from the night was corrupted. Every frame, static. Except one still image, showing the hallway. A man walking away from the camera, wearing a watchman's uniform. But the timestamp said October 2015. 3 months later, the Ashbine Industrial Complex was reopened under new management. A fresh coat of paint, repaired cameras, modern locks, but the same silent corridors underneath. The company hired a new night guard. Ethan Moore, 28, ex-military, steady hands, no nonsense. He laughed when the supervisor warned him about old ghost stories. But on his first night, as the storm rolled in again, camera 3 began to flicker. The timestamp glitched for a moment, showing a date from 3 months earlier. The night Marcus disappeared. And on the screen, Ethan saw someone sitting in the control room chair, wearing his exact uniform. Ethan checked the recording system. It shouldn't have stored anything yet. The new system had been wiped. But there was one hidden folder. Dated. Archive_2015_Lawson. Curious, he played it. The video showed static for 10 seconds, then slowly faded into view. A security guard pacing nervously, whispering something under his breath. Ethan turned up the volume. The voice in the video said, "Tell them I didn't disappear. I'm still here." The screen flickered. Ethan's reflection replaced the man's face. And the whisper repeated, only now, it came from behind him in real life. That night, the rain didn't stop. The building groaned under the weight of thunder. Ethan patrolled the east corridor when he heard knocking. Slow, methodical, from inside the wall. He leaned close. Hello. Knocking stopped. Then came muffled breathing. He tore away a metal panel. Behind it, only bricks and black mold. But faintly scratched into the wall were words. Don't let the shift end. Behind him, the intercom hissed. Marcus Hale clocking in. The power went out. Emergency power kicked in. Every monitor rebooted at once. Dozens of feeds showing every corridor. In one of them, a silhouette stood perfectly still, staring straight at the camera. No details. Just a solid black outline. Ethan switched feeds, but the silhouette was there too. Every camera. Then it began to move toward the control room, one screen at a time. Closer. Closer. He backed up, staring in disbelief as the last monitor, the one showing his own room, flickered. For one frame, the silhouette was inside the room. Then the screen went dark. The next morning, the day's supervisor arrived. The building was empty again. Coffee still warm. Flashlight still on the floor. And 2 badges lying side by side. Marcus Hale and Ethan Moore. The local paper called it another security disappearance. Police claimed faulty wiring caused hallucinations from gas leaks. But when the company reviewed the footage, there was only one recording left. Camera 3. A man walking down the hallway, rain dripping from his uniform, turns toward the lens, faceless. Then, with a faint metallic echo, the intercom crackled once more. Next shift, starting now.